LeFleur. This case is pretty cut and dry. Two female teachers, Jo Carol LeFleur and Anne Elizabeth Nelson, were two junior high teachers who became pregnant and informed their school district that they would be having their babies at a certain time. They were compelled to take 5 months of unpaid maternity leave before the child was born, and on top of that, they were not allowed to come back until the child was 3 months old. This was mandated by the Cleveland Board of Education based on their mandatory leave rules. This case was heard by Justice Stewart in the 1970-1971 school year. It was said to be a 14th Amendment violation, and that mandatory leave rules and arbitrary cutoff dates for pregnant teachers violate their due process. These teachers were not only compelled to take 5 months maternity leave without pay, they were also only eligible for reemployment, but were not guaranteed reemployment once their child was 3 months old. These were set under the mandatory maternity leave rules set by this district, and they were also not able to return to work unless allowed by a doctor and after the child had turned 3 months old. Both teachers wished to work until the end of the school year, but even with a note from their obstetrician, they were denied the right to finish out the school year. This is basically why they brought this case against the school board. So our core conflict is, do the school's mandatory maternity rules violate the teacher's Fourth Amendment rights? So basically, does the Fourth Amendment guarantees them freedom from unwanted intrusion into matters such fundamental matters that affects their person, like wanting to have a child. So the court, when this went to court, the court noted that the assumption that all teachers are not physically fit enough to perform their duties in the later stages of pregnancy doesn't really pass the due process clause muster, because the assumption that all teachers are incapable of performing their duties after the 5th month is an unfair assumption. The 3-month age provision is also arbitrary and irrational and violates due process because not all teachers need that time. Initially, the court sided with Cleveland Board of Education. However, the Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit reversed the decision and determined that the board's policies did violate the 14th Amendment and were unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment. By penalizing pregnant teachers with overly restrictive maternity leave regulations constitutes a heavy burden on protected freedoms by the 14th Amendment.